Brodes Media.
Damn! Welcome on in, everybody. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button as well. Thank you all so much. And hey, if you're looking to bring me on the road with you, you have a chance. That's right. All you have to do is go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and if you leave a 5-star rating and a review, it will go a very long way. All you have to do is search Sports Talk with Brodes. Lastly, you do have an opportunity to join me every Monday and Thursday morning at 11 a.m. live here on YouTube, Coffee with Brodes. That's right. The information is down below in the description. You have to join the memberships here on YouTube, and you also get access to our Discord channel as well, where we get to communicate live throughout games. It's pretty much a 24/7 chat room. It's a lot of fun. So if you're interested, the information's in the description. Thank you all so much and enjoy the show. The game changed the second Dusty Wathan didn't send Nick Castellanos for the inside the Parker. You don't lose a game when Nick hits it inside the Parker. It's just impossible. It is literally never going to happen. So when you hold him up at third, and by the way, never comes around to score, that was a killer. It was a soul crusher, and you can feel the momentum leave the dugout the second that inning ended because you needed to get him across home plate. Nick stinks Pivetta should have got murdered even more out there. I should have seen 9 earned runs in 4 innings pitched. Instead, he survived with 4 walk batters and 4 earned runs. More damage should have been done. But before I even get to Rob Thompson and the disappointment going back to Christopher Sanchez in the 5th, when it was pretty damn obvious that he didn't have any juice left. He was getting smacked early. Luckily, the result was positive, but when you watched it, he was getting squared up and hit hard, and the ball was getting scorched, so you gotta read the room. And I love the fact that he got out of the 3rd inning the way that he did with traffic on the bases, and I went to Twitter and used the standard gif of South Park and the testicles being in the wheelbarrow, and I said, "Oh, hi, Christopher Sanchez. That's what you look like ending that 3rd." You got to realize, though, that you can't play with fire too long. It shouldn't be just about the pitch count. It was time to go to Spencer Turnbull. Now, this is where I'm not going to crush Rob insanely. Spencer Turnbull got a fair opportunity, and that dude looked terrible. And I'm not talking about the organizational approach that took him out of the rotation, and maybe he's not set up to be a bullpen piece, and they're putting him in a difficult position. No. Based off of where he is now, right now, if you went to him in the 5th, or you went to him in the 6th, or you went to him in the 7th, it was clearly not his day with how he is being utilized. So if they went to Turnbull instead of Sanchez, we probably would have seen a similar result, which is walk, 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 walk. It's like Rihanna. Walk, 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 walk. That was terrible. Just like Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta still stinks. Nick Pivetta is a fraud. Nick Pivetta is a loser. And the fact that the Red Sox won this game with him taking the bump, it makes me sick to my stomach. What else makes me sick is Whit Merrifield. I'm sorry, dude. I've been giving you plenty of time. And it's a shame because he actually put together a good piece of hitting to get this team a nice early lead. Him and David Dahl, of all people, were really sharp for you. Nick Castellanos put together some really good at-bats. So here you are with the big spark, and then Whit Merrifield pisses it away defensively, and David Dahl doesn't know where to throw the ball. He throws it to 3rd. It allows a base runner to go to 2nd. Now there's no double play involved, even though David Dahl did have a nice throw to second base to get somebody running from first to second, stretching a single to a double when the ball was hit towards the green monster there in the early frame of this one. So he did give you some positive defense too. But my point is that inning that fell apart where the Red Sox put up a crooked number, they score 5 runs. It was tragic, and a lot of that was Whit Merrifield. Knock a ball down in the infield. I know you got to run a long way to your left, but when you dive and the ball goes over your glove and now it's rolling into right field, we can't give them extra bags. We can't give them extra bases. And Whit, when you get a ground ball and you throw it into the dirt and Bryce Harper can't scoop it, now the ball is going behind. What are we doing? Sloppy bad baseball. Of course that was going to come back to bite you. Now, with all that said, Sir Anthony Dominguez, my God, was that a filthy 7th to clean up some of the garbage. You don't go to Gregory Soto when there's traffic on. Maybe you can actually trust Sir Anthony Dominguez now for him to get out of that pickle. Seriously, it gave them a fighter's chance in the 9th. And Bryce Harper leads off the 9th with a ground roll double. And then Stott's up there. It's like, all right, here we go. And you actually had a chance with David Dahl. All right, here we go. Laugh all you want, but he actually does show some pop, and he does have some fire, so you think there's actually potentially a chance here. And he ended up flying out to right field, so the game ended. And now Aaron Nola gets an opportunity on the rubber match Thursday night. Sorry, not Wednesday night, Thursday night. Getting my days all mixed up. The problem is they're going up against someone who's got a pretty filthy, sickening, unbelievable ERA. So we need you here, Nos, right? We need you here to pitch an absolute gem. They have a sub-2 ERA going. That's not good. That's not good at all. Rob Thompson is speaking now. We got anything good from the manager? Not having worked with Marshawn, not such a big problem. So he was asked about Garrett Stubbs not being in the lineup, Marshawn behind the dish. Maybe there's a correlation between Marshawn and Christopher Sanchez and why it was a wonky day. I don't think that was it. He was getting touched up. He was getting touched up, and that was the bigger problem. Rob Thompson was talking about Sanchez not commanding his fastball and his changeup, and when you get behind in the count, now you're starting to really get uncomfortable, and now you're in a predicament. And, you know, it's crazy because he was down in a lot of counts, but then his pitch count was sitting at 60-something pitches, and for as many guys who were on base and for as many hits as there were and for as many times as he got squared up and all this, the pitch count wasn't really added up. So it was a very bizarre day. I wondered if Rob Thompson was influenced by the low amount of pitches to keep seeing if he could work out of jams, because I think the talking points and the narrative around Sanchez pretty much all season long was it's always a man on second and third with one out, and then he gets out of it. Or it's bases loaded, no outs, he only gives up 1 run. He really does have a great way of working around a bunch of base runners. So if that's the case, and that's happening in Fenway Park, do you give him a longer leash because he has shown that he is capable of working out of it? I guess my only counter argument would be It didn't pass the sniff test this time. The nights where he does execute and he does get out of some spots, it looks better. It feels better. There's a different tone when he's on the mound. This read as if, I don't know if he's got it today. Let's backpack Spencer Turnbull early to see if we can squeeze a backpack situation and get to the 7th or so. Once again, Spencer Turnbull was hideous. He was horrendous. So I don't know if you went to him earlier, if that really would have had any different outcome whatsoever. Quite frankly, I don't think it would have because, well, Spencer Turnbull was walking guys out the ass. Now, I do want to play this clip of Nick Castellanos. I just think it's hysterical that he was getting close to the umpire and he was getting a little aggravated because there was a pitch time violation and he couldn't hear the blue speak up behind the dish. And in a world where we get mad at Angel Hernandez, in a world where we get mad at C.B. Buckner and all of these frauds and jerk-off umps that feel that we're there to see them, I'm going to give a round of applause to the ump behind the dish. Take a listen on how Nick Castellanos handled this situation. He needed the ump to speak up.
No balls and one strike.
Are you going to get another one?
For respect here, all right? I need some respect. I've been in the league for 10 years. Fucking speak up, brother. And Blue doesn't say a damn word, it looks like, and Nick steps right back into the box. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. We have soft umpires in this league that's willing to kick out everybody for, I don't know, not liking a strike and someone just giving them a mean look. Here's Nick yapping and throwing a pretty aggressive statement towards him and nothing. That's outstanding work. I just want to make sure that that is recognized. Okay, let's take some anytime hotline calls. All right, let's do that. Let's hear from the magnificent people out there on what they saw in Fenway. 8-6 loss. It really does hurt my soul.
Hey, Brodes. This is Philly Mike calling from Melbourne, Florida. I had to check in on this game. It was 4-1 Phils. And I went outside to get a few things done. Look at my my phone and see that the Red Sox have 8 runs. I said, "What the fuck?" It was like being in school, thinking you did well on an exam, and getting it back with an F on it. I don't know where they went wrong. It seems like right after Whitfield's error on his throw, things just started to collapse. I'm sure you'll give a better analysis of the game when I listen to you, but I don't know what went wrong and where, whether to give credit to Boston for their offensive comeback or...
Well, to be fair, I'm sure that the Boston Red Sox, 8 runs is a ton of runs, and it should win you many games. And I'm sure that they're proud that they were able to fight back. Boozer comes in after Pivetta struggles because he stinks, and there's a 1-2-3 inning, which wasn't happening when Pivetta was on the mound because he stinks. So their ability, to really grind in this one and to take advantage of the Phillies' mishaps. How many times have we expressed this season that, well, the other team made an error. Well, the other team was sloppy. Well, the other team constantly gave us 4 outs, and the Phillies win, not just because of that. It's because they're the better squad, but what you're supposed to do is make it hurt. They made it hurt. But for as much as they fought back, I'm sure they wanted to blow it open big time when Sir Anthony was on the mound, or blow it up when Gregory Soto came in, or something along those lines in the 8th inning, maybe tack on even more so the Phillies couldn't, even though they didn't win, there was still some life in the 9th. They probably wanted to rip it, really apart more than they did. But yeah, they took out our starter, and after they took out our starter, they were able to tack on even more. Ruiz came into the game. Spencer Turnbull came into the game. And they constantly put together some at-bats there. But I think also the Phil's lack of execution pitching was also faulty. They just couldn't put the actual precision together with good pitching or location. They couldn't locate very well. They're giving free passes nonstop. Well, that's always going to be deadly. So I think it was a combination of both. You give credit to Boston for not rolling over and dying, but you're also aggravated because the Phillies didn't really execute from a pitching standpoint. It wasn't very sharp, and they also left a lot of runs on the board early. They left a lot of meat on the bones when Nick Stinks Pivetta was rolling through his first 4 innings. So it was a combination of all of that and sloppy defense and just mismanagement, where to throw the ball, giving Boston an extra base, things like that. If you put all of that together, well, that's where this whole thing went wrong. I've seen a lot of people, though, discuss how, well, I flipped over to the NBA Finals for 1 second, and then I see that the Red Sox have 6 runs. What the hell happened? Oh, I thought the Phillies were in control, because it was one of those nights where you get on the board early, Kyle Schwarber walks, your leadoff guy gets on, it ends up destroying Pivetta in the first inning. You take a 2-0 lead. The vibes are high. Nick smacking a double. Nick smacking a triple. Nick is rolling around third base, and you think he's going to go home. That's where it was lost. Do not get fooled. Do not get mad at anything other than Dusty Wathan not sending Nick. I don't want to hear that he was worried about maybe there being only one out. No, send him. You got to send him. I think his nutsack shrunk. I think they shriveled up. He was scared of the moment. Dusty Wathan was scared of the moment. Plus, there was a bobble when the ball hit the cutoff man. I think it was an obvious play to let him go. Even in real time, go. Right, the right field, you make a diving attempt. The ball goes back all the way to the wall. You could see where Nick was when he was working around the base path. Go. And even if they make a spectacular play, I will live and die with the attack. You don't lose when Nick smacks an inside the Parker. I guarantee it. All right? I guarantee they don't lose on a day where Nick ends up providing that level of a spark. A Nick Castellanos inside the Parker, you have to try. I'm sorry, you have to try if you're Dusty Wathan. So that one's going to sit with me. I'll probably think about it for the rest of the night. Swear to God. I'll probably watch the little videos that are all over the place online and watch it on repeat and start spitting so much because I'm pissed and I can see my screen just covered in saliva because I'm getting angry at Dusty Wathan for not giving him the full circle arm point. Go! Slot! Fuck yes! That's what I wanted to see out of Dusty Wathan. Instead, 2 hands up. 2 hands up, and then he stays there for the rest of the inning. Unacceptable, Dusty. Unacceptable. You know, sometimes we take guys out of the lineup. All right, you haven't been performing well. 0 for 4 in 3 straight games. 0 for his last 12. 0 for his last 16. Yo, Dusty, sit your ass down for a game. All right? I don't want to see you. I don't want you showing up to the park. Just stay home. Well, the hotel, because they're on the road. Stay in the hotel. We don't even want to see your presence. That's what I would say if I was Rob Thompson. Let's go to the next call.
It's only the 8th inning right now, but I want to call now anyway. This is pathetic. I don't care how many games this team wins. You're up 5-1. Sanchez is starting to get knocked around left and right, and Rob's just leaving them in. And then the Turnbull situation. Leaving them in. Letting him get pieced up. Pathetic. Pathetic. We cannot get managed like this. Rob's been great all year, but these last 2 or 3 games where he's had to make a decision in the bullpen, should I take him out? Should I leave him in? Take him out, leave him in. It's been awful. It's going to cost us when the time matters in the playoffs. Fuck.
I think we're going a little bit far, but I agree that he didn't make a great decision in this particular game. It's going to cost it. Well, Every man, Aaron Boone, if the Phillies play the Yankees and they're both in the World Series, I'm sure there's going to be a game over 7 that Rob Thompson maybe yanks somebody too early or leaves somebody in too long, and Aaron Boone's going to do the same. I guess my point is, when we discuss this, it's not as if Rob Thompson's the only one ever to leave someone in a little too long, to give someone too much wiggle room, this and that, and it just reminds me of somebody over the last few pods where I put the one up about the worst Phillies takes after the London series, and I asked the individual about Rob, and the person stated something along the lines of, I asked, they called Rob garbage, and this individual, this caller, of course, did not go to the level of garbage. But I'm just trying to put it in perspective here on how we judge the manager sometimes. The individual who left a comment mentioned that Rob is garbage. And I said, well, if they were in the World Series 2 years ago and lost in Game 6 to a team that was better than them, and then last year they followed that up with being 1 win away from a second World Series trip in 2 years, and now they are clearly on pace again to do damage, then how can Rob be, quote, garbage? And the response was, the players are great. The reason why the Phillies have been where they are is not about Rob, it's because the players are great. Well, then I responded, and I'm still waiting for the back and forth here. If Rob doesn't get credit when they win, and if they only win because the players are good, doesn't that mean they lose when the players are bad? So let me get this straight. In your eyes, when Rob's good, when is that? I need to know. I need to know when Rob can be good. Because if the players win it and Rob has no impact on wins, how does Rob only have impact on losses? Where do the players have the results in losses? Do they have any part of the results in losses, or it's only on the manager? I know it's very strange to me. And by no means is that call even close to that comment. So I got drifted big time. But I think my brain just went to that because I've recently had this back and forth with the commenter, and I'm trying to wait and see what the response is going to be to the rebuttal that I put out there. I actually agree with the overall premise of the call, which is when you go back to Christopher Sanchez, it's just not smart managing. It was pretty clear that he was failing. It was pretty clear that he had no legitimate threat today on the mound. He was not able to be a threat at all. With that, we'll take another call here.
I mean, this is baseball, so you're not going to win them all, but this has become disastrous. The Red Sox might score 12, 15 runs tonight. Brutal.
Well, they only scored 8. They only scored 8 and still had a chance. Is there any silver lining? Is there any positive you can look for at all with that? that the other team scored 8 and your offense still kept you in when you don't have Trey Turner in the lineup, when you don't have Edmundo Sosa in the lineup. This is with Whit Merrifield. This is with David Dahl. This is with Marchand. All right, this is what you're getting with those cats in the lineup. No Brandon Marsh. So when you are down and out with a lot of men, no JT Realmuto, you still are competing till the very end and still have some version of your offense keeping you alive with a pulse. We'll see what Aaron Nola provides tomorrow. Go win a series. You win a series, we're chilling. Go win a series, and let's make this happen. By the way, the Atlanta Braves, they lose again. So it makes this one a little bit easier knowing that your division rival dropped another one against Baltimore. And Baltimore is damn good, and we are going to see that very, very soon. Right after we leave Fenway Park, we are going to get a taste of the AL East again, and this time with a team that is neck and neck with the Yankees. A little dip below, but they have some serious magic there in Baltimore, and it's going to be a lot of fun. The crowd, I think it's going to be popping. It's absolutely going to be filled with intensity. Even the fans that traveled to Boston, God bless. God bless. I think it's absolutely insane to hear our fans pop in every single away game. And when they pan to the crowd, there's so much red. There's so many fans going nuts. And I guess when the NBA Finals is going on, then, you'd rather pay attention to the Celtics than pay attention to a 500 baseball team with Nick Pivetta on the mound. I hate the Celtics. I hate the Celtics. All right. We'll end it. I hate Al Horford with a burning passion. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you guys on the next one.